story about a gentleman that used to work for me. Let's call him Jim. Jim worked for 3 of my companies. And Jim was, how do you say, well, he was lazy. Jim did the bare minimum to get his job done. And he actually performed on an average level with every aspect of his life. Well, I had enough of Jim a couple times and I let him go. And then one day he came back to visit because we still remained friends. And Jim comes in and he says, so Joe, how's it going? And I said, you know what? I can't complain, the business is going well, but I would love to have 1 or 2 salesmen. Well, as I'm looking at Jim, and just as the words came out of my mouth, I see him thinking. And he must have been saying to himself, should I say something? Well, he did. The next words out of his mouth were these: why don't you hire me? So I'm sitting there and I'm pondering. I must have been praying because I'm saying, Lord, would you please give me, what do I say to this guy? He's lazy. I've let him go twice and he's asking me. Doesn't he have any self-awareness? But then it came to me and I knew exactly what I needed to say. I looked him in the eye and I said, Jim, would you hire you? And he looked at me, a smile came on his face, and he simply said, no. Leaders, can I tell you one thing? The difference between good and great, mediocre and outstanding is this much. It's this much. Most of us settle for the average, a mediocre life, but you were never created to be average. And I want to give you 5 points that I think if you take to heart, that could change your life and move the needle from average to great. You ready? Let's go. The first one is, you are unique. Have you ever thought about that? There is nobody like you. God created you and he literally broke the mold. You were built to be great inside, not of your own, but because of what God can do in you and through you. You are wholly unique. And when you understand that, what a difference that can make in your life. The second one is, it's all about attitude. Have you thought about the things that you can control in this world? The things that you can control in your life? Well, you can't control the weather. You can't control people around you for the most part. You can't control outside forces, but the one thing you can control is your response to any and all circumstances in your life. You see, attitude is the only thing you can control. And when you grasp that truth, and you recognize what's the difference if I have a scowl on my face or I put a smile on my face? What is the difference? Well, I'll tell you something. That outward smile changes things. It changes things inside of you. It changes things to the outside world looking at you. And a positive attitude, waking up excited about a day, that's going to happen. Waking up and recognizing, today I can do something great. Today I can step into who I am through my uniqueness. Attitude, the one thing you can control it well. The third thing, there is strength in the inner circle. Let me explain. One thing I recognized in my life is that a lot of people that I surrounded myself with were tearing me down. They were not building me up. They were not there for me. They didn't care about supporting me. As a matter of fact, they wanted to tear me down and destroy me. And when I recognized that there is power in the right relationships, bringing the right people into my inner circle who are going to sow into me, who are going to hold me accountable, who are going to push me forward, teach me, mentor me, do all the things I need to grow as a man and as a man of God. Difference maker. The right people. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with average people? And by the way, I'm not putting down people that are average. What I'm saying is they don't have to be average. You don't have to be average. Surround yourself with people who are going to get you to the next level. Number 4, dream God-sized dreams. You see, our little minds are so small. they're finite, but God's is not. And He has a dream for your life. That's right, your life. Why? Because you were created to do great things. Ephesians 2:10 tells us, you are God's workmanship, crafted in Christ Jesus, do good things which in advance He prepared for you by name. That's a cool thing. God, the creator of the universe, built you for purpose, specific purpose. And if we find out what that is, the dreams that God has, and we take them on, we cannot fail. Did you ever want to do something and stop because you didn't think you could succeed at it? Well, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Well, if God's your partner, go for it. The fifth thing is really a summation of the other four. Because you see, without the fifth, the four don't matter. You got to get out of the box. You got to step out of the box. You know, a G.I. Joe is an action hero toy. But in fact, if he remains in the box and he doesn't come out, he's no action hero. And actually, you control that action hero, don't you? You move his arms around, you move his legs around. Well, guess what? When you understand that you are the creation of a creator who loves you, who made you perfect, who made you unique, you understand that He is going to help you move the parts. He is going to move you in the direction that He needs you, He wants you to be. So the difference between good and great, it's really simple. It's this much. And you know what this much represents? Not only a move from good to great, but I need you to contemplate this thought. What if you remain just good and you don't move to God great? There are people that will be left in that wake, people that needed you to be who God built you to be. To whom much is given, much is required. As for me, I want to leave it all on the table. I never know when I'm going to breathe my last, but one thing is for sure, I want to leave it all on the table. I want to give it my best because I know that there is somebody out there who needs me to be me.